Nigeria's economy, the largest in Africa, has faced both challenges and opportunities in recent years. Now, despite oil being a major revenue source, diversification efforts have gained momentum with sectors like agriculture, technology and services showing promise, contributing to economic resilience. The COVID-19 pandemic brought disruptions, but Nigeria responded with economic stimulus packages and digital initiatives. Inflation and unemployment remain concerns, but policymakers are actively addressing these issues. Looking ahead, Nigeria's economy holds potential for growth driven by entrepreneurship, a youthful population, and infrastructure development. Now, continued commitment to economic diversification, investments in key sectors, and prudent fiscal policies will be crucial for securing a prosperous future. Now, to discuss this, we are being joined by Moses Egbiremhon, an economist and also a marketing consultant. Good morning, Moses, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, so now we know it's no news that Nigeria has many bright minds and also laws in place, but why have these not moved the economy to the right path to growth?
Okay. Thank you very much. Happy to be here. And when it comes to having bright minds in Nigeria, it's also a question of how many bright minds do we have in position of decision making. Something we need to also ask ourselves, because when we talk about bright minds in Nigeria, of course there are a lot of bright minds, and most of these bright minds are leaving the country every day as we speak. And we and the ones we have right here, how many do we have on decision making states? And that's where we can actually hinge that matter on, because if we have a lot of bright mind on decision making, then we can actually question why are we not having the progress we need. There are a lot of bright mind making suggestions every day, but no one is carrying it out. So that's something I can relate to it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
Okay,
then that's where I see it.
All right, of course it does. Now, Moses, now we've heard this time and time again that Nigeria has been or is moving and working on diversification of its economy. We've heard this for some time now. How will you rate this in terms of implementation?
First of all, the word when we use the word diversification, I think that's the perfect situation right now, and we must say this. This is a road on the right direction. The road on the right direction, considering the fact that the government is thinking about diversification is very, very important. And because that's our solution, we need to diversify from oil. We need to get better when it comes to economy. And also, the point is the implementation is the next thing, which is key, which is where we have actually not been good at. Nigeria has been good when it comes to thinking, but implementation has been the problem. Can I say the implementation will be as perfect based on past results? It's not guaranteeing future expectation, but then we can say, can we not do like the past? Can every the decision be implemented the right way? If that will be the case, then it's perfect, because that is the expectation right now from this government.
All right, now still talking about implementation. Now, some quarters have actually argued in support of the current government that the ministers are actually needed to boost various sectors. Now, if you look at it, we already have ministers. The number of ministers already supersede the number of states we have in Nigeria. But on the other hand, they actually push for the cost of governance in Nigeria, which is quite high. Now, what recommendations do you have on this?
Uh, they said, well, if the point here is that if we have everything, if everything can be done, if implementation can be perfect, there's no cost that is too high for us to have a good system. No amount is too high. The point is when this money, this budget is being laid out, and these policies are being created, that will it be implemented as planned? That's the issue. Because if we have all the if the government will spend a lot for us to have a better life, then it's not expensive. But then when we talk about cost to governance. It's because we are not so sure of what we are about to receive. So the point is not even the cost. No matter the cost, can we have it implemented? If that would be the case, for me, that's my own opinion, because it's not even not talking about the cost right here, right now. Will this be done? With this situation where every discussion that will be laid out, will it be carried out as planned? And if that will be the case, then there is no cost that is too much. But we're not always sure in Nigeria, and that's why we always look back to the cost, and that is the real issue. So to reverse to that, to go back to that point, is that let's take our mind, let's not just focus on the cost, but let's focus on implementation. If we can get it out there, if the policies, everything can be implemented as planned, of course, there is no cost that is too much. Then let's go ahead, let everything be on government in a way.
Right, so many brilliant policies, but implementation is the issue. Now, just before we wrap up, I would like you to, give us your opinion and tell us if you think inflation can be reduced without raising interest rates. And also, what do you think, are the low-hanging fruits that the government can work on to achieve positive growth in the double digits?
Okay. When it comes, can inflation be reduced without increasing interest rates? Is that possible? Of course, it's possible, but then it will be challenging because uh, there are just a few areas I can touch, which is it's possible. The challenging part of it is that most of these things are still going to be an issue. But let me just touch on them. Okay, let's assume we have a situation where the government can focus more on productivity, internal productivity going on right here in the country. And you see, one of the issues we're having right here is cost of production. People are going through a lot in order to produce things. And this alone can also cause inflation, even without the dollar rate and all of that, because internal struggles when it comes to um, infrastructure, roads, and the rest, moving goods from one place to another, and security. These are issues, internal issues already, that has nothing to do with dollar, but then it has a lot to do with creating denial of how much people can get access to our local products. And if that can really be focused on, that can also increase the zeros even without increasing the interest. So that's something that can really, really be looked at, because we should look at what's going on. There are productions happening, but people can't move them interstate. First, security is our problem right here, and if you can focus on security, focus on an enabling environment where people, businessmen, can think and create and build solutions, then we can actually make advancements. And I think that's something I can also put in there. So that's what we take from me.
All right, thank you so much, Moses Egbiremhon, for your time and also your perspective on this.
Thank you so much.